good evening. Welcome into week 4. Yes, that's right already. It's round 4 of the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League. Another fascinating tie in prospect tonight between the Huawei Dragons, who are right at the foot of the table, and we go to the other end of the table with the HeyTour Hawks. Oliver Leighton-Davis with me tonight means you've got a night off playing, Ollie. This is fascinating though. Bottom of the table against the top, and yet when you look at the matchups, and we will do in a moment or two, this tie could go either way.
Yeah, it's pretty even on paper again, like we've talked about it over the first few weeks as well, but you can't help but sense it's a bit of a must-win night for the Dragons. If they can't put any points on the board tonight, it's going to be a long way towards making that final in a few weeks' time.
I do wonder as well, from a player's point of view, confidence-wise, how tough is it now for the Dragons? They've struggled to find any way to win. Does that start to play on their minds?
I think it can't not a little bit. The trick is to obviously not let it creep in to how you play on court, but we've seen a couple of changes in the lineup tonight. I think it looks quite strong and one of the strongest they've put in on paper so far, so exciting to see how that pans out on court for them.
Yeah, we'll have a look at the teams in a moment or two. Let's first, though, just confirm that points table, because as mentioned, this is very much top of the table against the bottom of the table, and it's pretty much must-win territory now for the Dragons, as they have just 1 point. And look at the Hawks on 7, the Tigers on 7, and your One Pure Wolves, of course, Ollie, on 3. Kind of not decided yet whether you're going to head down to the bottom. Oh, I'm just winding you up. I know you want to head towards the top of the table, but that just emphasises how important it is for the Dragons. For the Hawks, Ollie, if they get a win tonight, they're pretty much booking themselves into the finals, aren't they?
Yes, there's a lot on the line for them, I think, and again, the way they've put their lineup in together with Minota playing across all 3 matches, but yeah, plenty on the line for both teams, but there's still a really even contests in all 6 matches tonight, so it's going to be really close no matter what happens.
Let's have a look at the respective lineups for tonight. The first team we look at is Tony Griffin's HeyTour Hawks, and again, we've spoken about it. They've got a great mix here, led by Mani Minota. Interesting, last week he was sitting in the coach's box as well, so he's very much the leader of this team, isn't he? Yeah,
there's not much he can't do, looking at the way he's gone so far, and yeah, obviously the only guy in the league, or player in the league, full stop, with an unbeaten record. So yeah, really impressive for him, the way he's led his side so far, and they'll be looking to cement that final spot with another good performance tonight.
Also been interested to see Courtney Trillo. I think she's developed confidence through this competition. We'll see how she goes tonight in the singles. Let's have a look at their opposition. As we've mentioned, they've been struggling. Ricky Olsen-Zegerman will have no doubt worked with the team, the Huawei Dragons. When you look to their team, they perhaps don't have the advantage of an experienced leader. Shauna Lee, their singles player. Oscar Guo, singles. But they're both very young, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of pressure to carry to try and lead your team through a competition like this one. But I think it's something they've perhaps missed. Just they've been really close in all their matches throughout the weeks so far, but just needing somebody to step up and kind of take things across the line to get the points and the wins on the board. So somebody will need to step up and take that role tonight. Who that is, we'll wait and see. But hopefully someone does it from the Dragons' perspective. Yeah,
it certainly is backs to the wall. Let's have a look at the lineups tonight, and there are some changes here. We start with mixed doubles. This is the same format, of course, as we have for every tie. Mixed men's, women's singles, men's doubles, women's doubles, and then we finish with a second mixed doubles. There are changes though, but the first thing to highlight, you've mentioned it, Mani Minota. I mean, is he playing in every match? I mean, he's just about, isn't he?
Yeah, certainly it's spread out his resources to be used across the entire night tonight, so I think they put him in the first 2 matches as well to look to try and get the Hawks off to a good start. It's something that's worked for them so far, and always been 1 or 2-0 up in their matches, so look for him to make a real impact there. Courtney Trillo, again, like you said, has improved week to week with him getting the first win on the board last week as well. I think we'll see more of a challenge for her against Shauna Lee tonight, and then the last 3 doubles as well, yeah, very evenly matched on paper.
The Dragons have changed up those last combinations, the women's doubles and the mixed, haven't they? So new combinations, but they've got to be in a strong position before they get there, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Again, 4 young players playing in the last 2 matches as well, so you want to be in a position of, yeah, with an advantage coming into those as well. But I think a good decision to switch it up and then put Ashley Tan back in the ladies doubles to partner with Shauna Lee, who's quite controlling in there, and then to bring Oscar and Shauna together in the mix, to have played a number of years together as juniors as well, so they have a little bit of experience to draw on there.
If there is a feature match for me, I guess I'm looking forward to a rematch in the men's singles, Minota against Guo. I think Mani won that 7 in the third. It was a close game, could have gone either way. And I think Oscar Guo, for his team, he probably needs to step up and win that if he can.
Yeah, again, there's that leadership opportunity, I think, that we spoke of from obviously a young player, but to step up and yeah, I guess avenge the defeat that he played last time. We saw a real spectacle of men's singles between the two of them. That was a real nail-biter. Went deep into the third set, so he'll be pretty keen to reverse that result tonight and hopefully get a point on the board for the Dragons in that match. Good
stuff. Thanks, Ollie. We'll have Oliver Leyden-Davis with us throughout the evening. It is a most fascinating tie in prospect. The HeyTour Hawks, top of the table, up against the Huawei Dragons, who are at the opposite end of that table. And we're just about ready. Our mixed doubles first match ready to come on court. So Irina Calder Hawkins leads the players out behind our umpire for this one, Jennifer Chen. And this really is a most intriguing clash, and it really sets up the tie nicely. We've talked about the number 1 ranked team against the bottom ranked team on the points table, and it's kind of a little snapshot of that, because Mani Minota and Irina Calder Hawkins are 3-0. Whilst Dylan Sojasa and Alyssa Tagle are 0-3. So the time's right for Dylan and Alyssa to get one on the board. Ollie?
Hello. Yeah, absolutely. It'll be a great way to get the Dragons off to a good start, and yeah, what is pretty much a must-win clash for them tonight.
And would you guys like green or black? Yep. Yep, so green?
I'd say.
Mm-hmm. And who will be receiving? Yep, great, thank you.
Okay, so Jennifer has the pre-match formalities concluded, and Abhinav Minota has chosen to serve, and if I'm right there, I think Dylan is going to receive as they have their final hit up here now on our show court at the Waitakere Badminton Centre. And a chance to have a look at these players involved in this one. They'll all know each other pretty well. Alyssa Tagle, at 20 years of age, is the youngest of the 4 on court, but has plenty of experience with that 4th ranking in New Zealand in mixed doubles. She'll try and control that front of the court. Irina Calder Hawkins on the far side, a very different player, much the taller of the 2 players, and in the women's game she is very tall. Right-handed, as you can see, and mixed doubles ranking of 6. Irina is out of the Waikato. And really establishing a very good combination with that man on the far side, Abhinav, otherwise known as Mani Minota, 28 years of age now. And we're told that family and friends are watching avidly on the streaming service in India and enjoying every hit of the shuttle here in the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League. So greetings to everyone watching in India and indeed around the world. Dylan Sojasa, at 25 years of age, probably, Ollie, the captain-elect of this Dragons team, do you think?
Yeah, I think so, especially with the experience that he has, having played a few internationals over the years, and yeah, I guess just leading from the front in terms of the way he plays and the tactical experience that he has. So we're looking for him to really step up tonight as well and show that and try and get the Dragons off to a good start in this one.
Is this particular match as one-sided as all the numbers would suggest? Minota and Calder Hawkins, are they hot favourites?
They're favourites. Whether we call them hot favourites, I'm not so sure. I think it's closer than perhaps the numbers suggest. I still
ready to play.
Call them favourites, but I think it's up to Dylan and Alyssa. Maybe they might not win this one, but at least to put in a really good fight and set the tone for the way the night's going to go out from a Dragons perspective.
We talked about it in the build-up to tonight's tie, that when you're in a competition that is week in, week out, and often badminton players are not used to this. They're not used to returning once a week, every week, for consecutive weeks. Often tournaments are over in 5 or 6 days. So confidence-wise, the Dragons will be suffering, and they've got to try and find a way out of the slump.
Yeah, I think they'll have a certain level of freedom as well that you can play with tonight when, yeah, it's almost it's not do or die, but it's quite close to.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, the Huawei Dragons, represented by Dylan Sujasa and Elisa Tegel. And on my left, the HeyTour Hawks, represented by Abhinav Manota and Irina Calder Hawkins. HeyTour Hawks to serve, Abhinav Manota to Dylan Sujasa. Love all. Play.
Well, there's a good little start. It's a start only, but
1 love.
Sujasa dominating that early rally. And a hand up in apology from
Service
Manota.
over. 1 all. Service over. 2-1. Three, one.
Okay, a good start now, very much in the heart of this first game now at 4-1. Yeah, well played. And at 5-1, Ollie, they're favourites to win this now, aren't they, the first game?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a great energy about the Dragons pair, the way they're starting this first game. Really confident, real sense of aggression. Good measured attack there as well from Sujasa.
6-1. Out.
You did not want to
Service over.
arrest your own momentum,
6.
as Sujasa did there. Very athletic, Sujasa.
Service over. 7-2.
Calder, Hawkins and Manota, and they have no answer at the moment. Cheerleading, being led by Shauna Lee. Teammates very encouraged by this.
Yeah, certainly
8-2.
combining very well at the moment, Sujasa and Tegel. Especially in the front two-thirds of the court, there's not a lot of holes there.
Tony Griffin
Play.
avoiding churning through a timeout, for the moment anyway. And it would be a waste at this point, because this game, to all intents and purposes, is gone.
9-2.
Well, this is incredible for the Dragons.
10.2.
First sign, really, of a loose shot from the
Service over.
Dragons.
3-10.
Well, in all of the matches played and all of the ties
First
so
game won
far
by
in the
Huawei
LearnCoach
Dragons,
New Zealand Badminton League.
11-3.
I don't think there's been one that's been more comprehensive, and this is the underdogs dealing to the unbeaten pairing.
Yeah, what a start from Sojasa and Tagle especially. Really stepping up, stepping in, and able to challenge and completely control the net from Calder Hawkins there, from the Hawks pair. Really accomplished start, especially from Sojasa as well. Good patience from the back of the court, the way he built up his attack. Balance of speed and his shot was really good, not too hard to allow himself to be opened up, but not too soft to give the Hawks pair too much time to move him around the back line. So great first three from Tagle, especially just able to hold the net, get the shuttle below the tape, and get the shuttle coming up for a partner to be aggressive in his offense with. So really impressive start from the Dragons pair. Can't fault them at all.
Whilst the Hawks, I mean, they just haven't been in the game. They haven't been allowed to get into the game. What do they do to change things?
Yeah, I think just try and slow the rhythm down a little bit, especially when Sojasa's on serve. He likes to keep the speed between points pretty short, pretty quick. So try and a couple of things just to disrupt that rhythm as well. And then just, yeah, try and make the Dragons work a little bit harder, get into the rallies, actually be able to have a few more shuttles on the racket to kind of feel the court and where things are and play yourself into the match. That's the first thing that they need to do.
Well, this is coming from the team that has just 1 point in the competition overall, and a combination that is yet to win. So if Sojasa and Tagle can go on with this, we talk about confidence, we talk about needing a pick-me-up. Wow, that could really spur them on this evening.
Play.
I wonder how long Tony Griffin leaves it here before he does call timeout. If Minota and Calder Hawkins continue to struggle, I would suggest not very long.
Service over. 1-2.
So had to race some real intent there from Minota to try and dominate the serve return situation.
They just look a little shell-shocked at the moment, the Hawks. They are slowing it down, aren't they?
Service over. 3-2.
Look for a bit more of that from the Hawks as well to try and flick Tagle a lot and get her more towards the back of the court.
Oh, again, Sojasa setting it up with a wonderful angle.
4-2.
Yeah, his mid-court control has been really, really good so far in this match.
I keep expecting, Ollie, that things might change. Tony Griffin wants to influence things. He has called a timeout. This is incredible.
Yeah, it's phenomenal from the Dragons pair as well.
I mean, it's not that they're not capable. I'm not making it, it's not coming from that perspective, but just all the numbers, all of the form coming into this did not suggest 11-3-5-2.
No, absolutely. I think Minota and Calder Hawkins have arguably been the form mixed pair of the competition as well. So to come out and control the game in the way they have has been particularly impressive. They've totally dominated the serve situation. Obviously been a bit of preparation go into that, I think, with their coach, Ricky Siegemund. But yeah, to actually execute on that plan is a different task, and they've managed to do that
20 seconds.
absolutely
20
well
seconds.
from start to finish. Well, not finish, just from start to where we are now.
And that's the key, is they've now got to finish it.
Yep.
They are just 6 points
5,
away.
2. But sorry, other way around. Yeah.
making sure the configuration is correct.
5-2.
Here we go.
Play.
Oh, that must have been very close. The line judge there started to signal out. There's a right
So
rin
over.
from Sajasa.
3-5.
Was called in. I think Sajasa agreed. But realised how close it was. What a point that was at 5-2. Fortunate there, Calder Hawkins lifted the shuttle mid-rally and got away with it.
It wasn't the best contact, I think, but caught everybody by surprise a little bit. We often talk about what happened straight off the back of the timeout,
5.
and then 2 points straight away to the Hawks pair, so how critical would that be?
And now they're on a little roll themselves.
5-all.
And again, taking their time. Wouldn't surprise if Jennifer Chen has to encourage them to speed up a little.
Service over. 6-5.
Well read, Sajasa. And clearly a game plan there. They kept it very tight on the net.
5.
Really good from Tagle in the early stages of that rally as well. Being brave enough to keep it on the net.
Couldn't resist that time. I think the shot might have been on, just the execution wasn't.
Service
Yeah.
over. 6-7.
Anticipated it really well, did all the hard work.
Service over. 7-all.
Dangerous moments now for the Dragons. Given the history, given the form so far in the competition, you feel if this goes to a game 3, suddenly it would favour the Hawks. Since that timeout,
7.
Ollie, they are 7-2. Manota and Calder Hawkins.
Service over. 8-9.
Oh, he scrambled to make one from his knees, but couldn't make the second.
Service over. Oh, yes.
And that's left a little perspiration on the court, so they'll get that sorted very quickly. This match did go in the first round. It did go to a third, and on that occasion, Manota and Calder Hawkins took it out 11-7. So We are headed into familiar territory if the Hawks pairing can win this game.
Game point 8.
And they have a couple of game points. Oh, brilliant Sajasa. The deception. Monota was headed towards the net.
Service over, 9-10.
Yeah, great rally, great patience as well from Sajasa. Good shot selection from the back line.
The Dragons are on fire. They go to 10-all, must win by 2. There's a
10-all.
steely resolve about the Dragons pairing. Match point. They allow themselves just the hint of a smile. How vital is this point to their hopes in the LearnCoach Badminton
10.
League?
Service over, 11-all.
Time for a little more tension to build as the shoelaces tighten. Oh, this is mixed of the highest order. Really is wonderful interchange. Different shots, different angles.
Service over, 12-11.
Oh, so Jasa wants it to be overruled. It's not going to be.
Service over,
He really thought that
12-all.
was long. Our camera angle is not going to help. Oh, goodness, he thought he had it won. And Monota and Calder Hawkins just letting it sink in. I think the umpire needs to get them to get a wriggle on here. Well, how vital is that line call going to be?
13-12.
Game point now for the Hawks. Oh, brilliant, brilliant. What a fight back, what courage. And what a match we have on our hands. And Sajasa and Tagle now have to put the disappointment of a shot that Sajasa clearly thought was long at 12-11 match point.
14-12.
And they've got to get right back into it. Ricky Segerman there. Do you know, the best thing she might be able to say right now is, do you know what, it caught the line? Even if she thinks it didn't, the best thing right now might be, Dylan, it caught the line. It was the right call, just get on with it. Because you don't want that doubt left in his mind, do you?
No, it's something that's happened obviously now, and that's it. So the focus needs to be forward onto this third game, and I think they've shown throughout this entire match that they've played really, really well and had the level to match Minota and Calder Hawkins and dominate for 90% of this game so far. So I think it's really important they keep controlling the first three as they have been so far and keep carrying that good form and that patience into this third game as well. And really important to get off to a good start, especially if you've had a little bit of disappointment and a perhaps slightly controversial finish to that second game there as well.
So as a player, it's human nature now. You talk about it in any sport where there's a break, whether it's tennis with a set, have a break. Whether it's football, have a half time, you have a break. In badminton, how do players put that behind them and come back out at the same level? It's human nature to fall away, isn't it?
It is, yeah. There's natural disappointment there that obviously creeps in from having had match points in that second game, but you simply have to accept the fact that you don't have a choice. Like, it's out of your control, it's happened, it's in the past, so your focus has to be 100% on what you can control, and that's how you start, especially this third game. It's not even about looking further on towards the end of it, because that's too far in the future. So stay present and focus on these first few points.
Play.
Well, and that's the best possible start.
It was well worked by the Dragons.
Love.
Especially for Tagle to work your way back to the front of the court again, where she's been so good in this match.
They really are playing well. Both pairings are, but goodness me, we have not seen this level of form for this length of time from the Dragons pairing. Yeah, never quite recovered, did she, Tagle, with the shuttle just catching the net from Minota.
1-2.
This time, Calder Hawkins does get her wish and the shuttle has changed. That's the pressure. Minota's having to go for smaller margins to try and find a winning shot. That's the pressure from Tagle at net. Here she is again.
Yeah, she just has a presence about her at the net tonight. And also brave enough just to play the net again, even with opposition players standing pretty close.
That's that infamous baseline as far as Dylan Sojasa is concerned. Yeah, Alyssa, at 20 years of age, but does have a wonderful record, represented New Zealand at the World Juniors in 2017, was at the Sudirman Cup in 2019, and a finalist in the women's doubles at the Oceanias earlier this year. So a player with real pedigree in the mixed and the doubles already at just 20. Dylan called mine. I'm not sure he ever got his feet in the right position, though.
2-6.
Yeah, his movement didn't quite match the words that came out of his mouth, but yeah, still a good position to be in with a 6-2 lead. And of course, no timeout left for the Hawks to stop this momentum.
Yeah, good point, Ollie. Tony Griffin's already burned that one up. Yeah, well played, Minota. Good extension and good interception.
Yeah, he was very quick to close down the midcourt in that rally.
6.
Well, Mani Minota slipped there, took a bit of a tumble. And he's just going to ask for the court surface to be tidied up. I'm just a little concerned there momentarily. I think he's okay. Does have that right Achilles strapped up. It has been throughout the tournament. I think it's more precautionary than anything, but that was just showing off a little as to how flexible badminton players need to be, Ollie, but you don't fancy having to do the splits, do you, midpoint?
Service over. 7-3.
No, especially not having to recover from them as well with speed.
4 points away from the best possible start here, the Dragons. And they can taste it. The tension.
Service over. 4.
The risk
7.
is that the racket arm just tightens up a little. Oh, that time, let's credit Calder Hawkins. Superb net play.
Yeah, she did really well to hold her own and
5,
keep the shuttle
7.
going down during that rally. Finished off by the superb angles that Minota can generate from the back of the court too.
Oh, they're coming right back at them. 4 points in a row.
Timeout. Huawei Dragons.
And Ricky Siegerman decides she needs to call time and just halt that momentum of the Hawks. What an opening match this is. That first game went by in the blink of an eye. In 14-12, Minota and Calder Hawkins. And they looked out of it at 2-7. 4 straight points. And this is where the previous few weeks might be just creeping from the back of the mind closer to the front of the mind for the Dragons. They've got to try and stay in the moment, don't they? If you said to them an hour ago, if you said, okay, I'll give you 7-6 in the
20
third
seconds.
to win this
20
opening
seconds.
match, they would have ripped your arm off, wouldn't they, to take that? That's the approach they've got to have. We are in a great position. Now let's go and finish it.
6, 7.
A rare, unforced error.
7 all.
Minota again. Oh, he cuts off that midcourt so quickly.
8, 7.
The Dragons pair have been having a lot more success when they've just been keeping the shuttle on the net. As soon as they start going slightly uppish into the midcourt, Minota's there to take control back of the rally, so really important for them that they just keep playing soft, close to net as they can.
6 straight points for the Hawks. Wicket 7. This is remarkable.
9-7.
Dylan Sajasa asking for the court just to be dried off a little. I think using all of his experience here, I'm not sure there's too much moisture on that court. Makes as good as a timeout, I reckon, in Sajasa's book.
9-7.
Well, at 7-2 down, you wouldn't have given the unbeaten combination much of a chance. They have well and truly turned that around. 3 match points. Okay, well, if they can win 8 in a row, we can win 4 in a row. Has to be the approach of the Dragons. There's 2 of them. How many twists and turns are there in this one?
10.
What about the nerve here of Sajasa? Oh, well played, Mani Minota. And you have to say, well played the Hawks as a combination. They've withstood a fierce challenge here from the Dragons. The disappointment is all over the faces of Sajasa and Tagle. They've given their all. A thrilling match, but in the end, you credit a remarkable comeback in Game 3 to Calder, Hawkins and Minota. Brilliant game of mixed.
Match won by HeyTour Hawks. 3-11, 14-12, 11-9.
Yeah, terrific encounter and great performance from both pairs. We saw a real step up in the level from Sajasa and Tagle from the Dragons tonight. Really challenging Minota and Calder Hawkins, taking it deep into the third, and then even with a big lead going into that third game. But what a fight back from Minota and Calder Hawkins it was. They were under all sorts of pressure. They weren't really allowed into the match at all, especially not in the first game. It was Sajasa and Tagle just on fire, with Tagle being really aggressive up towards the net as well. Great fight back from the Hawks in the second, and then especially in the third to come back from 7-2 behind and then come away with a win to maintain that unbeaten record that they've got in the league so far. So full credit to them, to the way they've put their team on the board tonight. And there with Andrew for their comments now.
Yeah, thanks, Ollie. Wow, I've got to say, guys, for a long time there, I didn't think it was going to be you two I was going to be talking to. You rattled off 8 consecutive points in Game 3 from 7-2 down. How did you do it?
Well, the first thing, Irina serve, it was fantastic. We got the points from there. So serve was quite consistent, and then that's where we got the rhythm from. And yeah, we just focused on 1 point at the same time, and we're trying to, of course, win the game as well. But like, we just literally focus on 1 point and then see how we win. Yeah.
Marvellous match. I'm sure you've got a word for your opposition, because they've been down and out. They've been struggling, but wow, did they come at you guys?
Yeah, I thought you could tell that straight away off the first point that they had a plan, and first set they definitely executed that plan. I think just we maybe got a bit, we were lost in communication first set, and then second and third we realised, took a step back, realised what we were doing wrong, what we needed to do, and then kind of took charge from there, I think.
And part of that change in plan, you look to be a little bit more dominant mid-court. Were you starting to step in and make a few more interceptions?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do after the first game, because the first game I thought I was like staying quite a bit at the back. So I started to rush in forward as well, so that whenever they get the opportunity to play the mid, then I need to take it, rather than just wait for it and then play soft, something like that. But yeah, I'm glad it worked.
Well done, guys. Well done. Congratulations. We're going to see you again in a minute or two, so I'll let you go and get ready. Well done getting the team away to the best possible start, but what a match it was. The mixed, an absolute thriller. The promise of plenty more to come as well. Next up it is, again, going to be Mani Minota, and it promises to be a stunning men's singles match as he comes up against the young superstar, Oscar Guo. Well, welcome back to the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League here at the Waitakere Badminton Centre, and a thrilling one to get us underway. I'll tell you what, though, it could well have crushed the Dragons. We'll see what their response is. They were in control for so much of that opening mixed, but ultimately it was the class of Minota and Calder Hawkins who got them through 11-9 in the third. Up next, we have men's singles, then the women's singles, and we'll wrap it up with men's and women's doubles, and then that mixed doubles. The question for the Dragons, more so than the Hawks, is can they stay in the tie leading up to that final match tonight? They have to for their chances in this league. Well, let's welcome, though, our combatants, and they are very familiar to each other. It's the men's singles up next. Here they come onto our show course. Oliver Layden-Davis alongside throughout this evening, and Ollie, I highlighted this as probably the match of the night for me. I wonder if we've already had it. I know there's so much more great badminton to come, but if that's the standard, we're in for a thriller minute, aren't we, tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a fantastic mixed doubles from both pairs. It was a real roller coaster throughout that as well, to see the way the Hawks fought back in the end.
So Holly Cho just going through the pre-match routine. Apologies for not picking up the audio, but clearly it looks like Marnie, I think, has won another coin toss. Did I read that right, Ollie?
I think so, yeah. There's not much he's not winning at the moment, to be
No,
fair.
no, he's maintained, and that's something we didn't really highlight. He continues to maintain his unbeaten run in this league, all matches. And did I hear you say, are you the stat man? Did you say he's the only player unbeaten
so.
in all disciplines? So he keeps that record going, but this is mouth-watering, isn't it? You've got the 28-year-old, the elder statesman, the smiling assassin up against this fella, the young destroyer, Oscar Guo, at 19 years of age. Those rankings, he doesn't have one, as has been discussed in recent weeks, essentially taking the best part of a year off for his pre-med studies. So he'll be climbing right up those rankings very, very quickly. And on his day, can lay claim to being New Zealand's best singles player. Mani Minota at 28. The men's singles currently of 2 in New Zealand, but of more significance, he is ranked 113 in the world in men's singles, and has been a wonderful addition to the New Zealand badminton scene these past few years. It's a contrast of the two generations. It's a left-hander and a right-hander. It's a contrast in styles. This has everything, doesn't it?
Yeah, we saw a real spectacle between these two only 3 or 4 weeks ago. And I think tonight's going to be nothing different, especially with Oscar coming out, fiery, determined character that he is. He'll be looking to make amends for trailing 1-0 on the scoreboard after being so close to coming out in front in that first mixed double. So again, look for him to get off to a real aggressive start and really try and take the battle to Mani early on.
Minota's record is just 2-0 in singles. I say just 2-0 because he was subbed out in a very clever tactical move last week by Tony Griffin, and they put their focus into other disciplines. And I say it was a brilliant move because Ryan Tong came out and did the job in the singles. But Oscar Guo is 1-2, so his only loss is against Minota. So arguably the two form men's singles players of this LearnCoach New Zealand League.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Huawei Dragons, represented by Oscar Guo. On my left, HeyTour Hawks, represented by Abhinav Manota. Huawei Dragons to serve. Robot, play. Serves over.
Oscar's still in the warm-up.
1 love.
It's a very loose start.
2 love.
Minota, perhaps with the advantage of having just played, just carrying on where he left off.
Love. Five love.
Yeah, just like that, he's out to a 5-love lead. Hasn't really had to work that hard for any of his points so far.
Wow.
6 love.
He's unstoppable force at the moment.
Seven. Law.
Seven love, and Minota's still annoyed with himself.
Stops over. 1-7.
Well, I was about to say, Ollie, he just looks like he's not in the match. Very
Stop,
distracted.
over.
He glanced up
8,
there. He stepped back from
1.
the serve and just has no feeling for the shuttle at all at the moment, Oscar Guo.
Stops over. 2-8.
One of his signature shots really from his round the head corner.
Stops over. 9-2.
That straight slice from Minota, the speed and the angle he's able to generate is really, really good.
This is Abhinav Minota at his best, but Oscar Guo is all at sea here at the moment.
10. Game point 2. Stops over. 3-10.
He just slipped on something there, Minota.
Not for the first time tonight.
The previous time he slipped on his right foot, that would have been on the left, so not quite sure what's going on.
4-10.
Here it is, the opening game in this one, and Abhinav Minota in complete control. What does Oscar Guo do to try and get back into it?
11-4.
Yeah, I guess a similar mold to the mixed doubles there, but role reversal in the teams. A really dominant first game from Minota. He was clearly ready from the start and really took it to Oscar Guo, who perhaps looked a little bit not quite as ready as he could have been. He managed to work his way into the match a little bit there towards the end of that first game. Just Minota had a lead that was far too big to be caught up again, but really impressive from him so far, but you can't help but feel that Goran really needs to step up and take some aggression to Minota in the second game, for not only in the context of this men's singles, but the context of the overall match tonight, with the Dragons already being 1-0 behind on the scoreboard. Might sort of be one of those ones where, you know, he's able to at least play himself into the match. He might not get there, but again, the manner in which he plays himself in, the support he's able to generate from his teammates that are sitting on the side there to try and build up the overall effort from the Dragons as the night goes on. But really important to hear that in the second game that he starts a lot better than he did in the first, and really stays with Minota early on in the second game. A little more aggression from him, a few less easy points to really actually make Minota work for the points that he does end up scoring.
Well, if there's one thing we know about Oscar Guo, it is that competitive streak, isn't it? And he's almost pacing like a
Second game.
Well, he is a dragon, but he's almost like a caged tiger here, just very, very annoyed.
Subs over. 1 love.
I guess you can cage a dragon, can't you? I mean, Game of Thrones and all that these days.
2
Either way, this
No.
is a better start. Maybe just calming things down a little. Oh, it's called good.
three love.
Exactly the start that Goyo would have wanted.
Full stretch, unable to get the shuttle back in play. Well, I'm not sure if it's stretching it too much, Ollie, to say if their backs weren't to the wall coming into this, they're on 1 point in the league. They're at the bottom of the table. They've just lost that mix. They can ill afford here to go 2 love down, can they, in the tie? That really puts them in a bad situation.
1-3. Out. 4-1.
We see the famous Goyo smash start to make its mark, but yeah, I agree. If you go 2 love down this early on, you know, the Hawks are only 1 game away from a golden game situation, and then we've seen how good they are there as well. It makes it
5-1.
difficult because obviously reduces the number of points that either team can score.
Too good. Guo, though, maintains
over.
control of the second game.
5. Three, 5.
Oh, you are kidding. You are kidding. He will not play that shot again in 100 matches.
4,
It's just instinctive.
5.
And he might have apologised. I just want to dwell on that because that was quite remarkable. He might have apologised, but it was brilliant.
Subs over. 6-4.
Yeah, you said it right. Great reaction.
And that early advantage has
Subs
all
over.
but disappeared now
5,
for Guo.
6. Six all.
Well, such is the short
7,
nature of the scoring
6.
system here, first to 11, that you just can't have a bad night. It's just not long enough in these matches to recover.
8,
Abhinav Minota, much as he did with Calder Hawkins in game 3 of the mix, has turned a bad situation into good. Yeah, rally of the match and superbly finished by Guo. And boy, did he need that point.
subs over. 7, 8.
done so much good work early in that rally.
Service over. 9-7.
Yeah, just having to force the issue a little bit, knowing how hard he has to work and how well he has to play to get the shuttle on the floor against Minota tonight.
Three match points.
10. Match point 7.
Oh, that is a complete performance. Oscar Guo really never given a chance. I'm not sure he gave himself a chance. Never settled, never found a rhythm. But boy, is this man in very, very good form. Abhinav Minota, that
Match
is total
won by
dominance.
HeyTour Hawks. 11-4. 11-7.
We are seeing Minota, no sign of the shoulder problem that's nagged him for a couple of weeks. We're seeing him at very close to his best tonight.
Yeah, you said it there, Andrew. I think it's a complete dominant performance from Minota this evening. Really showed his class, his seniority, the way he was able to vary his shots both from the net and the back line to never really allow Oscar to get into the match at all. He showed signs of it early on in the second game there, but again, Minota just taking the time to readjust and keep the variation that he had in from the front court, especially controlling the rallies from start to finish and then using his offense to finish it off. And he's with Andrew now for his comments.
Thanks, Ollie. You did it again. Game 2, you're, I think, 6-1 down, and suddenly you rattle off a few points. You're in pretty good form.
Well, I thought about what Tony said to me when we played first time against him. So I just tried to stay focused again, and I tried to make a bigger court for him. And then, yeah, all of a sudden I was starting to get points, and then I was like, okay, I just got to stick to the plan and then just keep working hard no matter what. Even if I lose point, he's going to get tired as well. I'm going to get tired, so it's okay. Just keep working hard.
And this short scoring format, you just can't have a bad patch, can you? And I mean, you're unbeaten so far in this competition, so you're the last one I should be talking to. You haven't had one, but you feel for Oscar in a situation like that. When points get away from you, it's hard to get the momentum back, isn't it?
Yeah, touch wood, I haven't got beaten yet, but like, yeah, no, I think it is pretty hard, especially when you are like quite a bit up and then you start to lose points, and then it's hard to get back in the game again. Now I feel for Oscar, and I think I feel for everybody. Like even last time I won against him, I was 7-4 down in the third set and I won 11-7, so it was pretty lucky for me. And then again, pretty lucky for me, and then I think I just stuck to the plan again, and then yeah, worked for me.
Now, I know that you've got family and friends watching all around the world and watching the live stream in India as well. And I know it's a really tough time at the moment around the world with coronavirus, and we send our love and best wishes. Do you want to just say a few words and send a message, and you choose the language? Do you want to send a message to people watching around the world?
Yeah, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you for supporting me. I know you guys are supporting me back home, even though you can't be here, but still thank you. And yeah, dhanyavad.
Good stuff, mate. And listen, you're not done yet. I think if you could play in every match, you would tonight, but you're not going to play in the women's singles, are you? But we are going to see you a little bit later.
Well, otherwise I have to shave my legs to play women's singles, you know. But no, I'm not playing women's singles.
Well done on a very good win. Mani Minota with a good win in the singles. It's not the last that we will see of him, though, but he's put his team in a very strong position. The Hawks are 2-love up, and remember, they go into this tie tonight on top of the table, so they are looking good things to extend that lead here tonight. Up next, though, it's the women's singles. The LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League continues here at the Waitakere Badminton Centre, and it is the top of the table Hawks who are in dominant form so far tonight, winning the opening 2 matches of the 6 on offer tonight. Remember, if we finish up at 3-3, we go to a golden game, but you have to say at the moment that is looking most unlikely. So the mixed doubles and the men's singles going the way of the Hawks. Shauna Lee will go into this next match as favourites. They've already played once, these two. And we have the men's doubles, women's doubles, and will Oscar Guo and Shauna Lee have a chance to secure points for the Dragons, or will the tie be done and dusted by then? Let's welcome our players onto our show court. It's time for the women's singles. Our umpire Vic Kim, with the service judge Jennifer Chen, leads the players out. And as mentioned, these two have played before in the opening round, with Shauna Lee a comfortable winner, 11-5, 11-4.
Sorry. Have a good game. Okay, Katani. Black or green? Green? You black. Service or end? Receive. Which end do you want? You serve. Yeah. You receive. You serve. 2 minutes.
Well, I thought it was all nice and clear from Vic, but Shauna obviously didn't think so. But what we have discovered is that Courtney Trillo prefers to receive to get the match underway. Is that unusual, Ollie? Players, or is it just purely a personal choice? Doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I think it's a personal thing as well. I mean, statistically, it's a bit of an advantage in the doubles and the mix over the years to be receiving, not necessarily at the first point, but just throughout the course of the match with the newer scoring system. But I think it's much of a muchness, really.
Shauna Lee at 16 years of age with that most impressive #1 ranking in women's singles. And she has been impressive through this competition with a 2-win, 1-loss record. And her opponent has been growing in confidence throughout the tournament. And that culminated in her first win last week. So she has the 1 win, 2 losses. Courtney Trillo out of the Counties Manukau region, current New Zealand ranking of 3. And relies very much on an all-court game. She will try and wear an opponent down. And we're again going to see left-hand, right-hand, as it is again the Huawei Dragon. As with Oscar Guo, Shauna Lee is left-handed. And a player certainly, Ollie, who appears unfazed. They haven't had the greatest of results, but at all times on court, she's appeared undaunted by the occasion.
Yeah, I think I've said before that she shows a real level of maturity that's probably beyond her years as a 16-year-old.
Players ready to play.
And has a lot of confidence and security in her game already at such a young age. So I think it's a really promising skill set to have when she's only 16 years old, and suggests a really promising future ahead for Shauna Lee.
Okay, well, if we thought the pressure was on Oscar Guo, it clearly is on Shauna Lee. They have to win this, the Dragons. If they go 3-love down, then they are in a huge spot of trouble. Courtney Trillo is ready.
And of course, Shauna Lee featuring in 3 matches tonight as well. So for the Dragons to come back from this 2-love deficit, a lot of that work is going to have to be done on her racket.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Huawei Dragons, represented by Xiaomi Lee. And on my left, HeyTour Hawks, represented by Courtney Trillo. Huawei represented to serve, level, play. Service over. 1 low. Two low.
Lovely touch. Expect to see more of that from Lee.
1 2.
It's a signature shot, isn't it?
Yeah, she's got such great disguise
Oh.
from the back of the court as well, the way she rotates her upper body.
Service over. 3 2.
There's a couple of misses though, so the timing not quite there on a consistent basis for Lee.
Service over. 3 4. Service over. 5 3. Service over. 4 5. All.
I think it's fair to say we can expect a much tighter contest between these two tonight than it was in that opening encounter. Pretty comfortable 2-game win to Shauna Lee and on that occasion, but Trillo's been improving from week to week throughout this competition.
It's missing a couple of shots
7 5.
on this backhand side of Shauna Lee's side of the court. This is a good response from Lee. Trillo had the early advantage.
5.
Coach Ricky Siegerman likes what she's seeing here from her young charge. And the tactic of drawing Trillo forward on the serve is really paying dividends.
5.
Until then.
Service over. 6 10.
A lovely shot. It's an inside-out drop shot and a comfortable win, 11-6. So that just got away from Trillo in the second half of the game. And if anything, perhaps it was just Lee starting to find her range, but Trillo looked really comfortable early and then just lost her way.
Yeah, I think she just started to perhaps get a little impatient during the build-up of the rally. She gave Lee's some quite flat lifts that gave her the chance to inject pace and just lift the tempo within the rally itself, and that caused a lot of problems for Courtney Trillo. She's a lot better when the overall pace is a little bit slower. She has the time to recover and keep the rallies going for a little bit longer and play the drop shots with the angles that she can generate from the back of the court and the touch that she has from there. So it might be a matter of just, stepping back mentally, slowing the game down a little bit and trying to make Shauna Lee's court a little bit bigger so she doesn't open herself up to the vulnerabilities that she has when Shauna Lee's attacking her. But again, polished performance, especially in the back half of that first game from Shauna Lee. Clinical, good angles that she was able to generate as well, but just capitalised on the chances that she did get.
Really exciting prospect, isn't she, Shauna Lee, at 16 years of age. Just has all the shots in the bag, and a case of now refining and understanding game tactics a little more and just gaining that experience that only can be gained through playing matches. And again, that's where this LearnCoach New Zealand League is so good for all of these players. But she's a real prospect, isn't she?
Yeah, she's a great talent for the future of ladies singles, I think, in New Zealand. Like you said, mate, she's got a full kit of weapons from both the back and the front court. So a really creative young player. It's really exciting to watch.
Level. Play. Service over. 1-0.
Great defensive shot turned into a winner.
Service over. 1-0. Out. Service over. 2-1. Service over. 2-3.
Oh, beautifully played.
Service over. 4-2. Service over. 3-4.
Couple of touches of
Service
real
over.
brilliance here from
5-3.
Trillo.
6-3.
Needs to find that belief here now. Try and go on with the second game.
Seven, 3.
Tony Griffin likes what he's seeing here. This is a real purple patch of form here for Trillo.
8-3.
Not lost yet for Lee.
That is
He
over.
would need to win the next
9.
3 or 4 points, you would think. Oh, that is class.
That's Shauna Lee-like from Trillo.
Game point, Paul.
It's okay. Still has 5 game points.
5-10.
And it's good. So we're going to go to the third. And for Courtney Trillo, that in itself is a minor victory. In the first round, she lost this clash 11-5, 11-4. Ollie, you called it. This was going to be closer. First game, not necessarily so, but she's absolutely turned it around. A really good performance so far.
Yeah, she certainly played herself into the match well and truly. The way she played that second game, not just to come away with a comfortable victory in it, but the way she was constructing the rallies. Yeah, had a little bit of help from a couple of easy mistakes from the racket of Shauna Lee, but she wasn't able to open herself up to the attack from Shauna Lee as she did so much in the first game there. So great consistency, good length from Courtney Trillo to keep Shauna Lee on the back line, makes it a bit harder for her to use her weapons and the angles against her, and as a result I think she forced Shauna Lee just to go searching a little bit for the points that they were coming quite easily in the first game. So full credit to Trillo there with that performance. Really started to be able to feel the court as well, have the control from her own shots from the back of the court, and really make the court a bit bigger for Shauna Lee too, and it paid dividends with a few winners of her own racket as well.
And I think if Courtney Trillo can work on, and I'm sure she is working on those winners, if she can develop that, I called it was almost Shauna Lee-like. If she can develop that drop shot winner from the back of the court, then that really is a weapon, isn't it, in her arsenal? Because generally her game is based on a war of attrition, isn't it? But if she can find those clean winners, she's going to win a lot more matches.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's already a strength of her game, so it's one of those things that maybe it's a strength that she can build on to become really, really good, as opposed to really good as it is at the moment. So, I mean, she's fast enough as well to get forward and cover the drop shots herself, usually.
Level. Play.
Yes, it'd be a dangerous weapon to build on. Especially because she can afford to take a base and a half a step back, because she is quite quick coming forward, especially after she plays down.
Yeah, well played. Sending Lee back into the corner.
Low.
Well wide. So Lee really has lost all rhythm here. Yeah, there wasn't enough depth on the shot from Trillo.
Over. 1-3.
Two unforced errors. Must continue to make Shauna Lee play.
Oh.
Tony Griffin can't be far away with his timeout here, I don't think.
4-3.
Game changes so rapidly. Tony Griffin's reaching for the pocket.
5-3.
camera at the moment. Okay, so for the moment, there is Tony in the background.
4-5.
Holds on to the timeout card.
They're doing a great job of getting a lot of shuttles back at the moment, Courtney Trillo.
There's a decision made in hope rather than with any good planning. Every now and then, just that explosion of power from Trillo. Just controlled aggression.
Over 6-0.
She's had a lot of success with her punch cleared it.
Ricky Zigerman has decided a timeout. Well, I think that was which coach blinked first?
Time.
Only moments earlier, we thought it might have been Tony Griffin, but he gets the chance to talk to Courtney Trillo because Ricky Zigerman has decided she wants to talk to Shauna Lee. This one's on a real knife edge, isn't it? Either player, it seems, is capable of going on a 3 or 4 point run, which could close this one out.
Yeah, I think it looks like the message a bit from Ricky there is just to relax, if my lip reading's any good.
Or even her body language.
Yeah.
Just very calm.
Yeah, just a matter of being patient as well during the rallies, like not trying to force things too early that aren't there.
7-6, play. That's over. 7-0.
How many times out of a timeout do we see the player who's had a word with the coach rattle off 2 or 3 points? It's good. It's good. How good are the nerves, Courtney Trillo? If she does lose this match, she might look back on a few that she's let go, and they've caught the line, or better. Oh dear. Trillo was absolutely bossing that rally. And then suddenly partway through she was out of a job.
Time out.
And Tony Griffin says, let's call time on match point. Goodness me. Oh, that ratchets up the tension. I think Courtney Trillo looked across and said, you're kidding. She's 8-10 down and the coach says, let's have a chat about it.
I think it'll just be to reinforce the game plan and what's working well and make sure they stick to that. Pretty simple, won't be anything new coming in now from Tony Griffin.
And of course, what it might also do is it just allows Shauna Lee, the 16-year-old, to think for 60 seconds about this serve. That's not always a good thing. Oh, what a shot. I'm sure she had both feet off the ground when she played the drop, Courtney Trillo.
10.
Oh, and we're going to extend 10-all.
What a gutsy play.
10-0.
Remember, she lost the same match 5-4 in week 1. Another match point for Lee.
That's over. 11-10.
Oh, Shauna Lee too good, but what a match, what a performance from both players. Courtney Trillo has improved out of sight in the opening weeks of this competition, and she has contributed mightily to a wonderful
Huawei
spectacle.
Dragons 11-6, 5-11, 11-10. Thank you. Thank you.
Shauna Lee, the 16-year-old, again, she has nerves of steel. Nothing just gets in the way, it seems, of Shauna Lee. But Courtney Trillo deserves a warm round of applause as well as she leaves this one.
Yeah, gutsy performance, I think, from both ladies out there tonight. Yeah, market improvement from Courtney Trillo after her efforts against Shauna Lee back in round 1 of this event. But yeah, nerves well played by Shauna Lee in the end to close that one out. Probably not by her own admission the most polished performance that she's put in, but really gutsy effort to come away with a win. She's with Andrew for her comments.
Thanks, Ollie. Shauna, that was all over the place. Players would go on a run and get 3 or 4 points, and then it would switch. It was a crazy old game, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah, I was quite nervous during the game as well. So yeah, she played really well and definitely made me run for it. So
You don't outwardly show the nerves, though, but are you feeling them? Have you got the butterflies inside in some of those big moments?
yeah, well, I feel like I look really nervous, but I guess not. Yeah, I'm really nervous inside, I guess. Yeah.
What did the coach say during those timeouts, in particular about midway through the third game? What was said to try and change things?
She told me to use my shots that I usually use, and tried to tell me to calm down a bit. So yeah, that really worked, I think.
Well done. You've got your team on the board, and that was important, wasn't it, for the team? So well done. Really good performance. And trust me, you do not look nervous out there. You look really calm.
Thank you so much.
Shauna Lee gets the Huawei Dragons on the board in this one, and they needed that because they were 2-love down. The score in the tie is now 2-1 in favour of the HeyTour Hawks. But coming up next, we have our final run of matches. They're heading into the end of the night with doubles and then finishing with the mixed. Stay with us. There's more to come. Well, welcome back to the Waitakere Badminton Centre in the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League, and I can tell you that the Dragons are still alive. They stay right in this tie. They were under a threat of extinction there, I've got to say, but a very good win in the end for Shauna Lee. Gets them on the board with that win in the women's singles, but they still have their backs to the wall with 3 matches played and 3 to come. Men's doubles is next, followed by women's doubles and the mixed doubles to round out the evening. But let's welcome our quartet of players onto our show court. It's the men's doubles here in the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League. Jennifer Chen leads a pretty quick tempo, I've got to say, out onto court. Players struggling to keep up. Good little warm-up for them. As yet again, we see Mani Minota in action for the 3rd time in 4 matches this evening. Dragons pairing of Sajasa and Jeffrey, ready and waiting. There's Ryan Tong's arrival. And Mani Minota.
So would you guys like green or black? Yeah. Okay, so green. Yep, and who will receive? Yeah, thank you.
Well, I think we can put that in the record books that Mani Minota did just lose something. So perhaps he didn't call it, but the coin toss went the way of the Dragons in what looms as the pivotal match tonight, given the scoreline. Adam Jeffrey nearest to camera at 19 years of age. Men's doubles ranking of 22. Consistent across all of those rankings, but I think rankings that are going to improve over the next year or two.
Yeah, he's certainly come a long way in the last 12 months especially. Good racket skills.
Ryan Tong at 19, played singles last week and proved victorious back in the doubles alongside the man who played singles tonight. And he is another one with a pretty bright future. Ryan Tong out of Auckland. There's the man who needs no further introduction tonight. Already proving very busy and very successful as he continues to defend an unbeaten record in all disciplines in this New Zealand League. And Dylan Sajasa again was involved in that opening mixed. And he might have some mental scars that he has to overcome from that one. He and Alyssa Tagle certainly giving themselves every shot of winning, but run down right on the finish line. He needs to bounce back and secure this one. And that's the incentive. Forget what's gone on. Ollie, you've spoken about this. Oliver Layden-Davis alongside in commentary. That what's done is done. If he can get his team here to 2-2 on the night, again, you might argue they would have taken that at the start of the night, the Dragons.
Yeah, 100% with 2 matches to play as well, that arguably on paper look at least 50-50 or maybe slightly favour the Dragons. A lot riding on this one, especially a little bit of redemption as well, you think, for Sajasa to lead his team back to a 2-2 scoreline coming into the final 2 matches.
So Minota and Tong, a new combination. Jeffrey and Sajasa have a 1-win, 2-loss record in the league. Not sure that combination was helped by the mid-season bio update where Mani Minota has made public comment that he's discovered in this competition that Ryan Tong has no idea how to make a homemade pizza. So there we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, the Huawei Dragons, represented by Adam Jeffrey and Dylan Sajasa. And on my left, the HeyTour Hawks, represented by Avinav Minota and Ryan Tong. Huawei Dragons to serve, Dylan Sajasa to Ryan Tong. Love all. Play. One, love. love.
I must side with Minota though. I have to say, after lockdown, when you
love.
can't go out, you can't order pizza in for 7 or 8 weeks. Surely you must learn how to cook one in that length of time, Ryan Tong.
Service over. 1, 2.
One of the best places to send a smash, isn't it? Straight down
2
that centre line.
all.
Yeah, perfectly placed between the two Dragons players as well.
The
more this match is played in the flat and around the mid and the front court, the more it favours the Dragons pair. But the more of these rallies that we're seeing at the moment are just offense versus defense, quite clear cut, the more the Hawks are going to be more dangerous, I think. So especially for the Dragons, it's important for them to not give away the lift too easily and really try and challenge the front player of the Hawks, whoever that may be.
You have the advantage of the insight from Oliver Leighton-Davis, who plays internationally with Mani Minota. Is there a preference within your combination? Minota prefer to be back of the court, front of the court, or you've just got to be comfortable everywhere?
Yeah, can I say both? Yeah, obviously all of us have to be comfortable everywhere on the court where we are, or at least able to hold our own. But there's obviously preferred situations that you're trying to generate as a pair where you're most dangerous, and that, but for us, that's with Mani at the back and myself at the front, but it varies from pair to pair as well.
The Hawks are in control. Having their opportunities, the Dragons, but just unable to find a clean winner.
They've been very stable in the defense, haven't they, the Hawks, so far?
Read it and got there, just couldn't find the winner. Shauna Lee and Oscar Guo, their singles matches concluded. Second point in a row, Minota just snatches at what could have been a clean winner. Often see that. 3 mistakes in a row off the racket of Abhinav Minota. Yeah, well done. This is an impressive comeback from Sajasa and Jeffrey. good. Well played, Jeffrey.
Yeah, clever placement just at the non-racket shoulder of Minogue there.
Really good. This, like the whole night, really, there's just been these ebbs and flows. The pattern of the games has been very hard to predict. And again, Adam Jeffrey on his toes, staying on the front foot. Signal from Jeffrey. Oh, I'm quite sure he didn't signal. I'm just going to pop this serve up and just lifted it. Easy winner for the Hawks. Second game point. This time the more experienced Sajasa to serve. Oh, that is brilliant from Tong. Oh, it looked for a moment as though the Dragons had got themselves out of a really tough spot, but Tong with the clean winner. Just clipped Adam Jeffrey on the way through. That's when he could have done with being about 5'7" instead of, gosh, I don't know, what is he, 6 foot at least? Third time of asking. Ryan Tong has taken a lot of confidence from that singles performance last week. That's long. A bit too much adrenaline perhaps coursing through the veins. Oh, they just cannot get over the line.
Well, here we are. It's sudden death, I think, for the first time we've seen it in the entire league so far.
So game point, both pairings here. It's good, it's good. Well, and it seems only fair. That was their 5th game points, and someone had to win it then. As Oliver Leighton-Davis pointed out, we go to 15. Do not extend beyond 15, and that is as close as it gets in the LearnCoach New Zealand League. And Jeffrey and Sajasa, that will do their confidence, the power of good. But again, Minota and Tong seemed to be out of it a couple of times, but found a way to stay in the game. So this is right in the balance.
Yeah, I think a very evenly fought first game with pretty obvious resemblance in the scoreline there, but interesting how the way they went about it. There's a lot of stability in the way that Tong and Minota were playing in that first set. Didn't give away too many crazy options or wild mistakes. There was a couple of basic ones that crept in, which I think probably was a difference towards the back end of that set, but again, credit to the way that Jeffrey and Suajasa were playing in the first 3 as well. They had 4 or 5 cheap points from short rallies there, especially off the serve of Jeffrey throughout the middle stages of that. He opted to go to more of a flick serve as a preferred choice later in that first game. I'm not sure if that was the best option for him. He had one poor serve, admittedly, in the middle there, but I think his serve is good when it's going well, so I'd like to see him stick a little bit more to that short serve and try and look for the next one and have a bit more trust in himself to do it, because when he does it, he's really dangerous.
Level. Play. Service over. 1 love.
Oh, Sajasa, backhand smash, letting him down.
2 love. Service over. 1 2.
Goodness me, Tong was like an Olympic sprinter.
Service over. 3 1. Service over. 2 3.
I think the presence of Adam Jeffrey just put Sajasa off his stride there.
4 2.
Heard the footsteps.
Service over. 5 2.
Yeah, there is a lot of quality in the flick serve of Minota.
Establishing a position of real dominance now in game 2, having lost the first 15-14.
Service
is wide. I wonder if the Dragons need to try the flick serve just a few times against Ryan Tong. He is so quick to jump. If they can just put him back on his heels a couple of times when he's receiving. Deliberate call from the line judge.
5-6.
Let's watch again here. Tactic of Tong. It's to no avail though. This is a good run of points for Jeffrey and Sajasa.
6-all.
Again, good anticipation from Jeffrey. Serving for an expected reply from Tong, and he got it.
Serves over. 7-6. Service over. 7-all.
That is just purely the pressure of the situation.
Service over. 8-7.
Oh, remarkable. Quite remarkable. Midway through that rally, Ryan Tong dives full length for a shot that his partner makes. It was remarkable.
Yeah, phenomenal recovery from the Hawks
9-7.
in that rally. Ryan Tong had his nose in the net for a couple of seconds there. Marnie's still able to recover the next one.
It's like, what are you diving for, young fella? I've got that covered. We're okay. The experience of a 28-year-old. Let the 19-year-old lose the skin. Meanwhile, this is quite the game. It really is.
Much better option from the Dragons pair in that rally in the defense as well.
8-9.
Just looking to try and move the shuttle at the back of the court as opposed to either play flat or short on the first attempt.
Two game points.
Service over. 10. Game point. 8.
Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, Mani Minota. Oh, we're seeing some stunning badminton tonight. We really are. And we go to game 3 in the men's doubles.
11-8.
This is high quality. And the coaches of these teams, Ollie, and I'm sure you recognise it as an experienced New Zealand international, that this competition, this LearnCoach New Zealand League, really is bringing out the best in so many of these players. Young, experienced, new combinations, experienced combinations. It really has been a winner all round.
Yeah, I think you nailed it when you said it. It's literally bringing out the best of everybody. So regardless of your experience or skill level or upbringing or age or whatever your characteristics may be, that it's all you being asked questions in match situations, whether it's to lead a partner or to try and lift your own level or develop skills into a new situation where you're not normally that comfortable. Again, and the coaches as well, to oversee like a diverse group of players and try and merge their skill sets to combine together and succeed as a team is a really complicated skill set to have, and I think we've seen a lot of it, especially from all four teams really across this event. So really pleasing to see, especially the young guys stepping up and then really lifting their level and their own development that we're seeing in the quality and the closeness of all the matches, not only tonight but across the entire league so far.
Players loving it? You're in amongst it. Are the players loving it?
Yeah, it's great. I think it's an initiative that has been, fantastic for badminton in New Zealand, and I hope it's the first of many that continue in the years to come.
Play.
Yeah, so Jasa's not going to miss out when given that sort of an invitation. He'll be the first one to the party.
1, love.
Again, it's engrossing, isn't it?
Service over. 1, all. Service over. 2, 1.
It's fairly emphatic, isn't it?
Yeah, great contest from both pairs in that rally around the net as well. Neither side willing to give away a lift too
3,
easily.
1.
Eventually, though, it was the Hawks and Ryan Tong that was forced to do it. It's more the style that suits the Dragons, that style of rally, so let's see if they can continue to play in a similar way.
Too much court for Minota to cover.
Yeah, brilliant racket speed from Jeffrey there.
4, 1. Service over. 2, 4.
Oh, Dylan Sajasa, absolutely brilliant. If you look up the textbook of badminton, I reckon he played every shot in the book in that rally.
5, 2.
Desperately trying to lead his team. not only this men's doubles, but the Huawei Dragons. Man possessed, isn't he?
He certainly lifted it up a gear, you can sense.
6-2.
Timeout call, Tony Griffin.
HeyTour Hawks.
He recognises this as well, and this I think is, if Dylan Sajasa is that balloon at the party, Tony Griffin's just trying to let a little air out right now, because he is really starting to boss this match, and that's saying something. The quality of all four players has been superb, but Sajasa at times is just elevating, isn't he?
Yeah, I think we're starting to see the overall level of the match as well lifting, and he's a big part of that. Real momentum player as well, once he starts to feel confident, especially at the front of the court, which is generally his strength, that he really can do some quite brilliant things, and we're starting to see that in the middle stages of this third and final game. Especially off his own servers in the area where he can be particularly dangerous.
Play.
It's interesting, Dylan's on record as saying he's not a fan of the timeouts, that he believes it does take momentum out of the game and just stops the flow, and that's a classic example of it there. They've won the point coming back, but that's possibly why he doesn't like them. He was in full flow going into that timeout.
Service over. 3-7.
Are we on the verge of Abhinav Minota losing for the first time in the LearnCoach New Zealand League? Well played, Adam Jeffrey. They are a superb combination tonight.
Really noticeable intent from the Dragons pair to seek the net and really be early on it.
Two points from going 2-2 in the tie. Remember, they were 2-love down.
9-3.
Can the Hawks go on one of these 4 or
9.
5 point runs that we've seen so many times in the matches tonight? Is your answer? No. Six match points.
10, match point 4.
Oh, brilliant. It's only fitting that Dylan Sajasa hits the winner. What a brilliant performance from this pairing. The Huawei Dragons, one of the best we've seen in the entire LearnCoach New Zealand League. They have beaten a quality combination. They've done it in style in the third, 11-4. Adam Jeffrey and Dylan Sajasa take a bow, and the Dragons are back level in the tie at 2-2. Really good fun badminton.
Yeah, fantastic fighting performance from Dylan Sajasa and Adam Jeffrey.
Won by Huawei Dragons, 15-14, 8-11, 11-4.
Especially with their team behind 1-2 on the score sheet in the overall tie. There's a real effort from them to step up and really lift their level, especially in that third game with Sajasa, the more experience of the two, really driving that performance. Real effort from them to step in, take early and take the net away from the Hawks players who've been being able to play soft most of the night in that match especially. But the way they were able to step forward and take away that option, moving forward quickly in the legs and being early to be able to capitalise on the offensive chances that they did create was really good from them. The other winners of the match, and with Andrew now for their comments.
Thanks, Ollie. Well done, guys. I mean, really good badminton to watch. And I'll come to you first, Adam. I mean, the opportunity to play at this level and with a guy like this in the form that he was in then, the both of you played superbly well, but he wasn't going to lose that match, was he?
Nah, yeah, he's playing really good today. Like, you saw it in the mix, you saw it here. It's just, yeah, he's playing really good. It's pretty easy to play with someone when they're all hyped up like that. So, yeah, it's good. It's a good experience.
Was that partly the mixed? Was that partly you saying, nah, enough's enough, I'm going to get over the line in this? You looked like a man possessed.
Yeah, I mean, disappointing in the mix, but thought I'd just bring in the energy here and just see how it goes, and yeah, it paid off. Yeah, he did really well, stepping up big time.
The team nature of this, you're 2-love down, you've come back to 2-2, it's now all on, isn't it? And you can see the effect that it has on the teammates. That will give the rest of the team so much confidence.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, it's never like easy to play on losses, but wins, it's just everyone should just be able to step up now, hopefully. Just confidence boost. Yeah.
Well done. I know you've lost a few close ones, so pleased for you and for the team, because you're right in this tie, and it's so close, isn't it, this competition?
Yeah, it feels really good to actually get one of these close ones across the line. Yeah.
The first one Marnie's lost the whole tournament, so there's a feather in the cap as well.
Yeah.
Well done, guys. Congratulations. The Huawei Dragons are very much alive and kicking in this one. They're breathing a little fire with the win in the men's doubles. That means with 2 matches to play, the tie is evenly balanced at 2 apiece. Well, the Waitakere Badminton Centre, the players and coaches and us in the commentary box all abuzz after a wonderful men's doubles performance by the Dragons. Has them right back in this tie. They're level at 2-2 after the HeyTour Hawks got off to a 2-love lead. But wins for Shauna Lee in the women's singles, and Adam Jeffrey and Dylan Sojasa in the men's doubles sets this one up superbly. And yet again, it means that I think in all but one tie, our ties have, or might be a couple, is it, that have gone to the 6th game. But we're going there tonight regardless, because at 2-2, we know that final mixed doubles match is going to be very much alive. But before that, let's welcome our women's doubles onto the show courts. We're going to see a couple of players we've already seen in action tonight, in Irina Calder Hawkins for the Hawks and Shauna Lee for the Dragons. But for Jasmine Ng and Ashley Tan, it's a first appearance tonight. For Jasmine, she will back up and play in the final mixed as well. But for young Ashley, it's her only appearance, so likely to be some nerves for the 16-year-old. Umpire Holly Cho and service judge Vic Kim.
Ashley, green or black? Black. She choose black. Okay. Black. You receive. Ashley receive. Choose your end. Just myself.
Okay, so the Dragons are choosing to receive to get this match underway. And well, this is fascinating, because for the Huawei Dragons, I mentioned Ashley being a little nervous perhaps and only playing in the one match tonight. I was forgetting for a moment that her teammate also 16 years of age. Here's Irina Calder Hawkins at 22, positively a veteran out on court. Here's the Waikato player. He's already come through that opening mixed doubles win alongside Abhinav Minota. On the far side there is Shauna Lee, having won her singles match to change the momentum of this tie. Women's doubles ranking of 4 in New Zealand. There's Ashley Tan, also at 16 years of age, out of Auckland. Those rankings sure to rise in the years ahead. Another one, a clutch of 16-year-olds, 16, 17-year-olds that are involved in this competition. Jasmine Ng at 23, so as you can see, a more experienced pairing with Calder Hawkins at 22 and Ng at 23. Women's doubles ranking of 6 in the country. Who do you favour here? Oliver Leyden-Davis, the youngsters, or the relative veterans at 22 and 23?
Yeah, on paper anyway, I think this one leans towards the side of the veterans, yeah, if we can call them that, at such a young age. But I think they've played a couple of matches together already, and I think that'll just put them at a slight advantage coming into this one.
As Calder Hawkins won the women's doubles title at the New Zealand Champs in 2019 with Anona Pak. Jasmine Ng also is very experienced at the highest level, including winning the golden game for the bronze medal at the Wisden Cup in 2019. So she perhaps is someone who thrives when the pressure is at its greatest. What a story this might be, though, if the Dragons can get up and win.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Huawei Dragons, represented by Shauna Lee, Ashley Tan. On my left, HeyTour Hawks, represented by Irina, Calder, Hawkins, and Jasmine Ng. HeyTour Hawks to serve, Jasmine Ng to Ashley Chen. Love ball, play.
Oh, it's a really good start and a really good confidence boost for Tan. Lovely touch, the ability to decelerate through the shuttle.
All.
Calder Hawkins pouncing.
Service over, 3 all. Play.
Promising indeed from the youngsters.
Certainly combining nicely together so far.
The right left hand, does that combination help or is it relatively neutral?
7-3.
I think it definitely helps, just because it's something that most players are not used to playing against, so that you can fall into the trap of playing shots up into a left-hander's forehand, for example, when you're expecting a right-hander's backhand. Obviously, the more time you've had playing together, the more you can create situations where you're more dangerous. So, for example, hitting shots that most of the time you're going to come back to your partner's left-handed forehand, for example, or the other way around. It just gives you a few more options that are a bit different than you usually see.
Rest momentum back again, the Dragons.
8-5.
really in trouble, got the timing all wrong on the defensive push.
Service over 6-8.
Okay, Ashley Tan.
9-6.
One serve away now, Tan, and look at the teammates. Remember, they are yet to win in the LearnCoach New Zealand League as a team. And the youngsters are giving them every hope that perhaps they can retell that story tonight.
Huawei Dragons 11-6.
Yeah, and of course, if they're to come away with this ladies doubles, then they're guaranteed at least one more competition point from this evening's match, maybe two, if not more.
What they might have done is destroyed the net in sneaking through. We're seeing Tony Griffin talking to the Hawks at the moment, but Ashley Tan's got her bag caught up in the net. We might be able to get a shot of it.
Dylan Silajasa stepped in and managed to rescue it for them.
There he goes, Dylan, just out of frame there. He's lost a match, won a match, but saved the net. So Tony Griffin, and there's Abhinav Minota as well, as we saw last week. Very engaged in talking to his teammates, and clearly with the blessing of Tony. And why not? If players are able to communicate and offer advice, whether it's tactical or just that emotive support, worth listening to. And it's good coaching from Tony Griffin. You know, it might be passive coaching, but it's good coaching to welcome that input.
20 seconds.
Yeah, 100%. I think, especially as coaches, you know, everyone can learn from everybody. So, and especially with someone like Marnie's experience, who knows these players extremely well as well. I'm sure he's got valuable insights that he's putting in. So, together, I think they can almost be a great coaching combination as well.
Second game.
The Dragons are ready.
Double. Play. Service over. 1-all.
It's calculation by Jasmine on that occasion.
Service over. 2-1.
Oh, it's just a work of art when she does get that forehand drop on target.
It's got quite a quick service motion, Ashley Tan, as well. It can be a little disruptive.
You mean quick mechanically as well as quick in the pace of play?
Yeah, exactly. Both. I think it's just confidence of youth as we see Tony Griffin with another timeout.
Yeah, and a timely timeout in the state of this match. 11-6, 5-1, and it's his team, his pairing that are down. They need another chat. It just seems like 90 seconds ago that they were talking after the loss of the first game. So it was interesting talking to Shauna Lee after her singles that she admitted to being quite nervous, and she felt that outwardly she was probably showing that. I mean, apart from the odd giggle every now and then from a 16-year-old, maybe that's the sign of the nerves, but she looks very calm. So too does Ashley Tan. Well played, Calder Hawkins.
Double 2-5.
Great example of what we're talking about before with the right-left hand combination. A straight attack from Ashley Tan that allows Shauna Lee to come in with the forehand. Just has so many options from there, especially with someone as creative as she is. It's always a really dangerous situation to generate.
Thank you. Jasmine. 6-2.
Well, without question, the longest rally of the night, and I think the longest rally of this entire New Zealand league.
7-2.
Players breathing a little heavier as a result. Oh, it's well in. I'll tell you, the 16-year-olds are playing like seasoned veterans.
8-2. Out.
Until that moment.
Service over. 3-8.
If they could block out the scoreboard at the moment, the Dragons, they'd be the better for it. Just play each point on its merits. Don't tense up knowing you're 3 points away from a win.
8.
And those are two fairly tense returns of serve.
8.
Here we go.
Really good from Ashley Tan to step up and take the chance that she had at the net.
5.
Match points.
Match point 5.
Oh, that is lovely from Calder Hawkins.
Subs over. 6-10.
Oh, they've done it. They've done it. The Dragons absolutely breathing fire back into this contest. From 2-love down in the tie, they now lead 3-2. And we go into the deciding 6th match tonight with it all to play for.
Match won by Huawei
Goodness me.
Dragons.
I mean, Calder
11-6.
Hawkins and Jasmine Ng have
11-6.
struggled in this competition. But against the two 16-year-olds, a new combination. What a move by Coach Ricky Siegerman to put these two together. It's really paid dividends.
Yeah, I called that one in favour of the Hawks on paper, and boy, I couldn't have got that more wrong. A terrific performance from Ashley Tan and Shauna Lee. We talked a bit about Shauna Lee's maturity as a player, especially on the ladies singles court, but wow, the way Ashley Tan performed there as well, it was phenomenal for a couple of 16-year-olds especially to put in a performance like that. When it's 2-2 in the overall standings and you're fighting to keep your team almost alive in this New Zealand Badminton League. Great performance from both youngsters, and they're with Andrew now.
Thanks, Ollie. Fantastic. Well done. How many times have you two played together before tonight?
Quite often. We play under 19s together. Yeah, we've been playing together for quite a bit now. Yeah.
And how cool is this? I think before lockdown, I think you won the under 17 singles at Waitakere, and here you are just a couple of months later playing in this competition. How cool is this?
Yeah, it's very cool. It's a good opportunity for me to play with the seniors and everything.
Now, you told me after your singles that you do get nervous. You've just proven you don't. What were you two talking about? What were you saying to each other through that match?
Just say, like, keep on going, keep fighting, one point at a time, I guess. Yeah, because we've played with each other for like a few years already, so yeah.
Well, that certainly helps, and it makes it more obvious as to why the coach has put you together. So this could be the combination now, do you think, for the rest of the competition? Are you hoping so?
Yeah, we'll see. I'm not too sure. Hopefully.
Well done. You've given your team the lead going into the final match, so it's all to play for. Well done, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There we go, Ashley Tan and Shauna Lee, as I say, putting the Dragons in control of this tie with one match to play, and they were 2-love down at the start of the night. So when we come back, it is the mixed doubles to decide this one. Are the Dragons going to get their first win of the league? Well, welcome into an absolute thriller in the New Zealand Badminton League, brought to you by LearnCoach, because we go into the final match of the night, and it is quite the turnaround. The Huawei Dragons lead 3-2. It was the HeyTour Hawks getting away to a 2-love lead. And remember, the Hawks are on top of the table, and the Dragons yet to win a tie in this New Zealand League. Let's have a look at the way those matches have played out so far. In the mixed doubles, it was the Hawks. In the men's singles, the Hawks. And then Shauna Lee turned that story around with a win in the singles, and we've seen a win in the men's doubles and the women's doubles for the 16-year-olds combination, Shauna Lee and Ashley Tan. Now it all comes down to this final game. Are we going to a golden game? Can the Hawks force it at 3-3, or do the Huawei Dragons win their first match of this New Zealand League? Let's welcome our final match, the mixed doubles, onto our show court here at Waitakere Badminton Centre. And this one is very, very hard to predict as well, given Oscar Guo and Shauna Lee are playing together for just the second time. They are a new combination for the Dragons. First time they've played together in the New Zealand League. It is, though, the second time they've played together in their respective careers. I say that in the context of Oscar being 19 and Shauna at 16 years of age.
Shauna, black or green? Black? You green. Service or end? That's it. Receive. Who receive first? Yeah. You serve? You serve? Here. Okay, 2 minutes.
So Shauna Lee will get us underway with a serve from this near end as we look from that camera angle. Vic Kim and Jennifer Chen, our officials for this one. Jasmine's just been on courts, and she would love to get a win here. As a combination, they are 2-1, Jasmine Ng and Danny Ode. And they desperately want to take this to a golden game. Shauna Lee also, having just seen Shauna already with 2 wins tonight, and she'd love to make it 3 and put herself right in contention for the Crystal Ashley Design MVP. Typically that will go to a player from the winning team, someone who has contributed either with multiple performances or perhaps just one outstanding performance to the team win. There's Oscar, who was beaten by Abhinav Manota earlier tonight in the men's singles. And just nearest to us, to the right of frame there, is Danny Ode. His only appearance tonight. That may be down to just a bit of a light head cold for Danny. And a little bit under the weather perhaps, but he'll be ready to go in this rapid fire format with games to 11 points. Second ranked in New Zealand in mixed doubles. And at 29 years of age, clearly the most experienced of the 4 players on court. Okay, who has the edge? Oliver Layden-Davis alongside me in commentary. Again, I think it's tough to pick. Are you leaning towards one combination or the other?
Again, on paper, I think that looking at it as just on the match itself, you'd lean towards Danny and Jasmine being a bit more experienced, like I've said, and played together before. But I think with the occasion, that what's on the line for the Dragons, they have the chance to secure their first win in the league, and the flair and the danger that Oscar and Shauna possess.
Players ready to play.
I think they're really in with a shot in this one.
And I think you've just said it, the flair and the aggression, the touch, the explosive power of Guo, the beautiful creativity of Shauna Lee. If they click, wow, look out. That's the question in such a short space of time. And what must be reasonably rare, 2 left-handers playing together. If the Hawks can win, they force it to a golden game, and then everyone is back in the conversation. If the Dragons win this, they win their first tie of the
Ladies
league.
and gentlemen, on my right, Huawei Dragons, represented by Oscar Go Shauna Lee. And on my left, HeyTour Hawks, represented by Danny Oat, Jasmine Ying. Huawei Dragons to serve, Shawnee Lee to serve to Danny Oat. Love play. Service over. 1 love. Service over. 1-0.
Oscar there, I think, desperate to try and put pressure on Jasmine Ing.
2-1.
Just overdid it a little.
Service over. 2-0. Out. Service over. 3-2. Service over. 3-0.
It's a good start.
4-3.
Yeah, I think we'll see a lot of those style of rallies from the Dragons pair, especially both with their singles backgrounds. Not going to be a lot of soft play in the defense. Everything's going to be into the court and quite flat.
Interesting also, Ollie, because Guo and Lee might both have a preference for the back of the court in terms of their weaponry. And there's the Guo weaponry with the power, but Shauna Lee, she can play those wonderful drops, can't she, from the back of the court.
Yeah, I think she can more than hold her own back there, but obviously her role in this pair is to move forward and seek the net, and she's already shown, I think, that her anticipation skills are good enough. And she certainly has the intent and also the creativity and the skill set with the racket to be able to come in quickly and early and play the shuttle down. And she's done a great job of that so far as well. So they can get the shuttle coming up and then make full use of the power of Oscar Guo.
Oscar, to this point, and he is still just 19 years of age, he has very much been a singles player, hasn't he?
9.
Might that always be the case, or could he play some
10,
mixed?
game point 4.
Well, they win the first game. We might continue that conversation, Ollie, because certainly the future looks very bright for the 19 and 16-year-old combination of Oscar Guo and Shauna Lee. But does he have the game that he could become pretty handy in the mixed discipline?
Yeah, I think it's the most transferable from men's singles, like in terms of moving to either men's doubles or mixed doubles. It's mixed doubles is an easier transition for singles players. I think ultimately it comes down to his preference, which I think so far and still remains to be men's singles. Yeah, if he's suddenly that changes, okay, then maybe that's a conversation that can be had, because there are, again, some differences in skill set, but it's probably the most transferable. We've seen a lot of some players as well that have been ex-singles players that have been prominent mixed players. Joachim Fischer from Denmark is a good example, transferred to mixed in his late 20s, I think, and had a lot of success doing that. So, yeah, I think it's an option for him, but again, it comes back to obviously what he enjoys and where he gets his most satisfaction from.
This momentum for the Dragons is just hard to resist at the moment, isn't it? Tony Griffin and Mani Minota, they're talking with Jasmine and Danny, but at the moment, the Dragons and their team, their coach, deserve huge kudos just for being in this position.
Second game.
Hadn't won a tie
Level.
in the league, and they were 2 love
Play.
down.
Service over. 1 low. Two low.
Rest assured, though, this pairing of Danny Ode and Jasmine Ing, they won't go quietly. They're a team with a 2-win, 1-loss record in the league. Great flexibility there from Oscar. And they assume control.
3-2.
I don't know if anyone's ever done a study, Ollie, on the shoulders of badminton players into their 40s and 50s. I'm not sure what you've got to look forward to, but they do get a going over, don't they? The shoulders, the ligaments, and
3-0.
Yeah, they certainly do. There's a lot of repetition that's put through them.
4-3.
Danny Ode gets the serve wrong.
Service over.
Shauna Lee was very quick to pounce. Oh, and then just rubs salt into the wound with a superb serve of her own.
5-4. Service over. 5-0.
Oh, great angle, Ode.
Yeah, well worked in the midcourt there from
5.
Danny Ode. Much better from the Hawks pair now.
7-5.
Just asking the Dragons players to move a little bit more and test their movement around each other. Really good from Jasmine Ing.
8-5.
Just having the confidence to stay up there, stay early on the net, and take the challenge.
Service over. 6-8.
Again, sudden
7-8.
shift in momentum. And it's back with the Dragons, still behind though at 7-8. Well played, Danny Ode.
Service over. 9-7. Service over. 8-9.
Oh, Shauna Lee got the timing all wrong.
Service over. 10. Game point. 8.
And we are going to a third. A little surprise given the nature of this tie tonight that we go to a third and deciding game.
11-8. One game all.
I would imagine also that means that Mani Minota might have to leave the coaching box because he could be involved in a golden game. Of course, so this is the first of 2 matches. Tomorrow we see Tiger Brokers Tigers up against the One Pure Wolves with Oliver Layden-Davis alongside me tonight, but involved in that one. A little bit like the Dragons, not quite so much, but you guys under similar pressure to get that win tomorrow night?
Yeah, I think we need to score some points at least. At minimum, force it to 3-3. But again, we could learn from playing against them last time. Went down 4-2. But yeah, I think we're growing as a team. So I'm looking forward to that one, actually.
Meantime, we await the outcome of this one tonight. But look forward to that tomorrow night again on Sky Sport Next streaming service and on Sky Sport 9. If Danny Ode and Jasmine Ng can win this decider, then we go to a golden game. And we've had a couple of those already in this New Zealand League. And that will involve an elimination process until both coaches have just one match left on the board. And that is 1 game to 11. We may not get there. Let's see. Good power and accuracy from Lee.
1 low.
Oh, and the power now from Guo. How brave, or more to the point, how fearless are the youngsters going to be? So far, they look pretty good, don't they?
Yeah, the Hawks can't afford to be this defensive if they want to come out on top of this one. Just giving Oscar the chance to hit hard frequently.
Timeout.
Okay.
HeyTour Hawks.
Tony Griffin wants to have a chat, and I think rightly so, because this third game rapidly, and indeed the tie, getting away from the Hawks. And rather ironically, it's the more experienced combination that look the more nervy of the two.
Yeah, I think it's the way that, yeah, I guess youth are just being able to let you play free, isn't it? And that's definitely what they're doing at the start of this third game. It's a little bit too uppish, I think, from the Hawks pair, especially Jasmine Ng's been quite happy to give away the offense to Oscar Guo.
Pull over play.
They're almost halfway there.
5 low. That's over. 1-5.
It's a nervous serve from Danny O.
That's over. 6-1.
Oh, Oscar Guo in control, 7-1. Guo's known for his power. How good was the defensive shot early in the rally? Oh, they won't be denied. They won't be denied. Shauna Lee was Herculean. It was just amazing, her defensive play through the early part of that rally. Match points, tie point. And they've won it. Huawei Dragons get the first win of the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League. And what a way to do it, coming back from 2-love down to win it 4-2. And a superb performance. The domination in game 3 from Guo and Lee was just complete.
Dragons, 11-4, 8-11, 11-2. Thank you.
Yeah, really emphatic performance in that third game from Oscar Guo and Shauna Lee to secure that first win in this LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League for the Dragons. What a way to finish it off. The power that Guo showed from the back line, the skill that Shauna Lee had at the net to combine really well with Oscar and play really well together for the second time playing and first time in the league as well. So fantastic result from them. Great performance from Shauna Lee across the evening as well. She has to be a candidate for MVP with those 3 wins, and what a way to finish it off. But great performance from them, and they're with Andrew now.
Thanks, Ollie. You guys must be delighted as a team. You've got that win on the board. You're right back in the mix, and you guys were superb in Game 3 tonight. Well done. How does that feel to get a win on the board?
It's been a long time coming. Yeah, it feels so good to get our first win finally.
And yet this competition, Oscar, is so close, isn't it? That puts you right back in the mix now. Must give you guys a lot of confidence.
Yeah, it's good to get a win finally, so we'll work towards next week.
Just the second time that you two have played together. Worked pretty well as a combination. Did you enjoy the way that played out tactically?
Yeah, well, Oscar has a really big smash, so it works well for me at the front when I don't have to do that much.
Well, both of you combined superbly, but I can tell you that the Crystal Ashley Design MVP for the tie tonight, it goes to you, Shauna. Congratulations, out on court and multiple wins helping your team to the victory. So you are the Crystal Ashley Design MVP. Well done. Great stuff, guys. This is going to do wonders for your confidence and for the team, I know. Enjoy it, celebrate, and good luck next week in the next round. So Oscar Guo and Shauna Lee taking out that mixed doubles to take out the match and the tie. Just superb. What a comeback from the Huawei Dragons. I'll bring I'll bring Ollie back in to chat about a remarkable turnaround. I'm not sure that either of us saw it coming. Did you?
No, I don't think so, especially not from 2-0 behind such early on, and what we thought was going to be such an evenly played tie. But full credit to the Dragons. Like, they've been showing a lot of promise, especially in the first few rounds, and they've really delivered on it tonight, and Shauna Lee led the way.
And it just highlights again how close this competition has been and will continue to be, with the drafting of the teams, the fact that they are set up to try and be as even as possible. And we've seen that tonight. Top of the table plays bottom, and bottom wins it. And in the end, 4-2 is comfortable.
Yeah, it is. We haven't seen too many results that comfortable in this league, but yeah, what a contest it was as well. Like, it could have easily been 4-2 the other way around for the majority of the night. So again, terrific performance from the Dragons, but I guess now we've got two teams with 7 points, one with 4, and that puts us at the bottom with 3. So we'll be trying to rectify that tomorrow, but what a last 4 weeks we've got coming up.
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to bring it up, but now you have. So tomorrow night it's very intriguing, because if the One Pure Wolves, if your team can get the win, then the points table just concertinas up even more, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think there's a lot to play for still, and with 3 weeks to go. So yeah, we'll be hungry for a win tomorrow. But yeah, so much badminton still to be played.
Well, it was Shauna Lee that did the winning, Oliver Layden Davis that did the commentating. Great to have you on board again, Ollie, and look forward to watching you out there tomorrow night. It promises to be another thriller, but this league just gets better and better, doesn't it, every week?
Yeah, I think it does. And everyone's loving being part of it too, which is really cool. But yeah, it's just putting everybody in a situation where we're tested week in, week out, and against from young guys to old guys as well. And yeah, I think for everyone involved, it's been a fantastic initiative.
Are you feeling like an old guy?
A little bit. We'll see tomorrow.
Good stuff. Thanks, Ollie. So that wraps it up here tonight from the Waitakere Badminton Centre, and it is the Huawei Dragons that go away with the spoils. They were 2-love down, and remember, they came into this tie at the bottom of the table. They're not anymore. They've got their first win, courtesy of a great comeback that saw them win the last 4 matches. We're back again tomorrow, again from 7 o'clock on Sky Sport Next and on Sky Sport 9. Make sure you join us for the next round of the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League.